All right, everybody, we are live in 3, 2.
Hello, welcome back to DTN. I'm your anchor, Chester Ranchero. And today we're going to a special place out east, where the history is even thicker than the accents, the high kicks are taller than the pine trees, and the food is even richer than the oil in the ground. So join me as we take a very special trip to a special place. Kilgore! Margaret, cancel all my meetings. I'll be watching The Day Tripper for the rest of the day. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Kilgore sits in East Texas between Tyler and Longview and about 2 hours east of Dallas. It's a city filled with rich heritage and history, and as a result, amazing museums. Like where we've started our day, the Texas Broadcast Museum, which is filled with hundreds of artifacts from the golden age of TV and radio. No, scratch that. Artifacts from every age of TV and radio. And this is founder and director, Chuck Conrad. So, Chuck, I mean, this place is massive, the amount of equipment you have. So
scary, isn't it?
Yeah, what is the scale of this?
Okay, well, the place is just a lot bigger than I ever thought it would be. We ended up having to buy another building down the street that's 8,500 square feet.
There's more than this?
Yeah, there's more than this.
Unbelievable.
And it's storage, and every time I go in there, I go, I didn't know we had one of those, or I didn't know I had 12 of those, or whatever, because there's a lot of stuff here.
Going back to the days of phonographic records, many of these items have a history of their own. This bus covered the Kennedy assassination, and this soundboard toured with everyone from James Taylor to Paul McCartney. Chuck, do you think this is just for like radio TV geeks like all of us?
Oh, no. Everybody watched TV, everybody listened to radio, everybody listened to records. There's something here that relates to everybody. This is just the tools that did that.
This is absolutely amazing, so thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for coming.
Maybe someday our cameras will grace the shelves of this museum. But not today, as we've still got a TV show to make and a town to trip. Now, Texas is known for a lot of things. One big one is oil. Texas tea. And these days, most think of West Texas, but the Texas oil industry started right here in the east, and Kilgore lies at the center of the most productive oil field in U.S. history. This block is called the world's richest acre because at one point, there were more oil derricks on this downtown block than any other in the world. You could hear about boomtowns and people say like, oh, there were oil derricks everywhere.
Yeah.
They go, okay, not really everywhere. No, everywhere. And like a foot away from each other.
How inefficient could it possibly be to get oil out of the ground? They have to put them that close to each other.
Yeah. Listen, every straw sucks out part of the milkshake.
Exactly.
And
what do you do?
If you let someone else drink your milkshake, that's not good. I drink your milkshake. Drink it up. So you got to drink your own milkshake as fast as you possibly can. Now, see, they didn't have all the sonar, seismographometers. I know a lot about this, clearly.
You lost me at milkshake.
Drink your milkshake. Drink it. Sip it up. Well, if Daniel Plainview and the film There Will Be Blood taught us anything, it's that there was a lot of money to be made in the oil fields. But it took unimaginable grit and fortitude to turn that black gold into actual gold. And to learn more about it, well, let's head to the East Texas Oil Museum. And this is manager Olivia Moore. So Kilgore was a boomtown, right? Quintessential boomtown.
Absolutely. Before the boom, there was about 500 folks that lived here in this town. During the boom, it got as high as 12,000.
Wow! The discovery of the East Texas oil field in 1930 created a very big boom and changed U.S. history forever. It's 45 miles long and touches 5 different counties, with Kilgore smack in the middle. We're standing right on top of some good old-fashioned Texas tea right here.
Absolutely. We are still active. It is still going. There's 4,000 active wells in the field. At the height, though, there was 27,000. They were on top of each other. If they could get them any closer, I think they probably would have.
More straws in the ground means more oil in the barrels. But this museum's main focus isn't on production, but the community and commerce that popped up around it.
We are going to transport you back in time, but we want you to go all the way back to 1930 into Boomtown, and each one of the storefronts represents a town that was part of the East Texas oil boom.
All right, well, I'm ready to time warp.
All right, have fun.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I've been dropped right into the middle of the East Texas oil patch. Look at this. From the barbershop to the mercantile, each storefront is a little time warp to another era. Well, what should we do today now that we're in the big city? Maybe go to the drugstore, the theater, the machine shop. Let's start right here. Yes, sir. I believe all the milkshakes you serve here bring the boys to the oil field. Is that, as I understand it, correct? Here you go, ma'am. Look, they're showing Clara Bow, Love Among the Millionaires. This is crazy. So it's all the little details. It actually smells like fresh popcorn in the movie theater. And out here, there's sounds everywhere, scents. It's like they have tried to recreate the entire experience. Mannequins talk, work, even breathe. Look, oh my gosh. Look at his belly, or his belly, I know. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they came to life at night and walked around. Don't get your boots stuck in the mud, Daniel, it looks pretty sticky. I feel like I understand Boomtown life now more than ever. But how they find something hidden thousands of feet underground is still a mystery to me. Maybe this puppet show elevator to the center of the earth will help. What the heck? Oh, we're going down. We're going down. Ah! Folks driving by would have no idea this was hidden in the back of the museum. But this town makes this museum a must-stop. Well, now, time flies when you're time traveling. And we learned a lot about boomtowns, but nothing about how they cook barbecue. Well, at least not yet. Which is why we're heading to a joint that's been smoking since the boom days, Country Tavern. Wait, did the sign say tavern or cavern? It's dark in here. And while it may take your eyes some time to adjust, your nose will instantly know why folks have been coming here for so long. And this is owner Toby Pilgrim. So, believe it or not, in 13 seasons of making this show, I've had more people tell me to come to Country Tavern in Kilgore, Texas than anywhere else in the state. What is it that gives your fans such a ravenous, like, they gotta tell everybody about it?
God, I wish I knew. I don't know. I guess it's the ribs, I guess. You know?
Okay.
I mean, you know, that's used to be all we had at one point, you know, was just ribs.
Really?
So that's kind of what our reputation was built on, so.
In the land where brisket is king, Country Tavern is the house that ribs built. Even back when Toby's mother and grandmother worked here in the 60s. Well, ribs and beer, and it would be easy to mistake this windowless metal building as just another beer joint. But don't.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't even know it's a barbecue place. You know, there was never anything on the outside of the building that said barbecue. We finally put barbecue over on our barn over there, and then it says a little something on the awning out here, but other than that, people driving by, they just think it's just another one of the beer joints out on the highway.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, you definitely would think that until you walk inside. Look behind me. It's all generations of people, all types of people. You got your white collar lawyers and bankers from the city, and then your blue collar oil field workers, all here together.
Definitely.
And the clientele includes more than a few celebrities. While the world was wondering who shot JR, well, JR was here chowing down on ribs.
When Larry Hagman came in, when he was filming Dallas, you know, he met somebody in the hotel that told him about it. So him and his wife got out one Saturday and drove over. And he was supposedly a vegetarian, but he came in and ate barbecue, so.
That's how good the ribs are, though. Can make it turn a vegetarian into a carnivore.
That's the story.
Instantly. The right rib at the right moment can change a man's life. And Country Tavern does a fine job with brisket here on the offset smoker, but these rotisserie smokers are where the rib magic happens. Look at that. About how long do these ride the carousel of deliciousness?
3.5, 4 hours.
3.5, 4 hours. Do you consider this like East Texas barbecue?
You know, that's a good question because, you know, no one really does ribs like we do it in Texas. I mean, everybody else is still like the salt and pepper and not the sweet thing. And it's not traditional Texas to me, if you ask me. I mean,
Well, I know for certain there aren't any other ribs in Texas quite like Country Taverns. And they sell between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds of ribs a week. Time to join the well-fed masses and eat. Oh, yes, indeed. It is rib day. So, I mean, they have other meats and everything else here is great, but the ribs, they're something special. Look at that. See how sticky and wet that thing is? This is like meat candy. I mean, that's incredible. There's so many ribs in Texas that are dry rub, salt, pepper, no sauce, which is great, don't get me wrong. This is not those ribs. This right here is a sweet, sticky, smoky, delicious mess. You can't leave nothing on the bone. Nothing. There's not many like pure rib joints in Texas. But this one right here, this is Texas rib mecca. Oh yeah. And when the ribs are all said and done, a warm towelette to get the barbecue sauce off your hands. But I think I'm just gonna stay here for a little while and take a little rib nap. Nothing like a hot towel to work off a meat coma.
We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road.
So, Country Tavern?
Oh man, that
Country
was good.
Tavern, not
Pretty legit.
bad, huh?
You didn't let me down.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, our viewers didn't let us down.
These guys told me about that. I wouldn't have found out about it otherwise.
Yeah.
The ribs were amazing, but the brisket too, all good.
Oh yeah. I ordered a pound of it by myself.
You did.
Well, and then we ate some dessert that was
That's
like,
true.
why isn't this on
At the
here?
camera, I know.
Hidden gem right there, that banana pudding.
Oh man. Homemade vanilla wafers, that's next level.
Yeah.
That's even more work than making your own pie crust or making your own tortillas.
I'm getting hungry.
Let's go back.
I don't know about that.
We better not. Barbecue bellies aren't good for high kicks. As we head to Kilgore College to learn about a group of Texan ladies that changed the way we watch sports forever. I'm talking about the Kilgore Rangerettes, America's first drill team founded in 1940 by Miss Gussie Nell Davis. And this is director and former Rangerette, Megan De Hoyos. So I hear that claim, the first drill team in America, right?
Yes.
And that's actually true.
It is actually true. We were the first dancers on the gridiron.
Okay.
The dean at the time asked Miss Davis to come here and to create something that would keep people in their seats during halftime. And it worked.
Clearly. Folks were wandering under the stands and overindulging on spirit. Not the team kind. And what better way to keep folks interested and in their seats than talented young women dancing in perfect unison? Oh, and I'm sure the short skirts helped too.
This is an original from 1940. We also have our current day uniform, only a little bit shorter that you can tell.
Yeah.
We started 2 inches above the knee, and now we're about 12 inches from the waist down.
1940, this is scandalous, right?
Absolutely.
This is like a Vegas dancer out there at halftime.
We absolutely were. You hit the nail on the head.
Okay, was there pushback on this?
You know, we had one of our original line members, she interviewed about this,
Yeah.
and her father was a Baptist deacon.
Okay.
And he said, as long as you don't have to dance with the boy, it's okay.
Okay, all right. Without the Rangerettes blazing the trail, there would be no high school drill teams, no dancing at football games or basketball games for that matter, no Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
And I don't know that she knew even what she was creating, but it turned into an $8 billion industry.
Unbelievable. So how many Rangerettes do you have now?
Currently we have 64.
Okay.
One thing that is consistent, there are always 48 on the field.
Okay, and as I understand, it's highly competitive.
They have to try out every week
Oh,
to be on the
wow.
field. Yes.
It's all earned, folks. Nothing is taken for granted. All
right.
earned. It's an honor to be a Rangerette, as you're not just a dancer, but an ambassador for Texas. I don't think people know how influential the Kilgore Rangerettes were and are. Here they are in Southern Living magazine. I mean, there's pictures all over this place with different celebrities, presidents. Here they are on the cover of Texas Monthly.
Have you made Texas Monthly yet?
Maybe. No, I haven't. Sorry. Thanks, this day trip's over. Wow, I mean, this museum is really awesome, and the displays are so lifelike. Pretty good, huh? Lucky for us, we got two real deal Rangerettes here today, Katie Rock and Caitlin Dickerson. So what's the coolest experience of being a Rangerette?
Everything, all the traditional things have been. It's just the legacy, just knowing that so many women have gone through this and learned so many lessons, and just the atmosphere and the people, everything is just so positive. And
so y'all are like very aware this is something that stretches way beyond you.
yes.
Cool. How intense was tryouts?
It was very intense.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically, but it's all worth it in the end.
Yes.
It's very supportive, but you also really want to give your best to this organization. So.
Cool.
Question is, can they teach you how to kick?
What? I wasn't gonna ask. I was gonna be a gentleman about it. I don't know if they're stretched, Daniel. I don't know. You're like, we can kick on cue. All right. I'll back up. Give them some room. Oh my gosh. That wasn't just a kick. That was an air split. Like you were like.
Why don't you try? Come on, Chet.
Okay. All right. I won't pass up an opportunity to kick with the Rangerettes. So I might need to stretch a little bit first. Oh.
You're gonna step on 8, and you're like gonna go up on 1.
Okay. This is gonna be epic. Kicking with the Rangerettes. Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
Yeah, I need to warm up a little bit more.
Oh my
Thanks,
gosh.
ladies.
As they say, once a Rangerette, always a Rangerette. But I don't think I'm quite ready for that honor. So we're in East Texas, behind the pine curtain. Now you may not realize it because so much is hidden by the trees, but this is one of the most adventurous parts of Texas. And if you look around, you'll find spots for one of my favorite sports, like here on the Big Head Mountain Bike Trail. You know, the last time we went mountain biking on the Day Tripper, I was in the desert of Big Bend, and I have a feeling this is going to be a little bit different. This is East Texas mountain biking. Lots of dirt, twists, turns, and mud. And this trail consists of over 3 miles of single track with lots of built challenges for bonus excitement. Some of the stuff they've built out here is gnarly. So here's a jump. You gotta go over this rock and then land on this bridge. That is something I'm not willing to try by myself in the woods. But the natural terrain provides plenty of danger all its own. Whew, this side of the trail literally just follows the creek. I'm a couple feet away from my death, which makes it extra exciting. I think the hardest part about mountain biking in East Texas, the hills come out of nowhere. Oh, I will say this, the trees hide all the hills. All right, look at this, y'all. It is a embankment made out of wood, but it's steeper than 45 degrees. It's not quite 90. I've never done anything like it. So I'm gonna give it a try. Oh look, here we go. Oh, no. I mean, we don't have to play it back, but I'm pretty sure I was perfectly horizontal, parallel to the ground. I mean, again, we don't have to watch it back because I know what happened. You know, when I first started, this single track was straight ahead, but now I'm not sure which direction I'm facing. This is like a big old fat spaghetti bowl, and it's single track, which means it's one big loop. So I see other parts of the loop like 2 feet away, but if I jump ship and go to one of those, I don't know if I'll be heading the right direction or the wrong. All I can do is stay the course. And eventually, I'm back with my crew. Man, I'm amazed at all they can pack into a 3.3 mile loop. That was awesome. How long did it take, Todd? Not that long? I'm gonna do it again.
No.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was enough.
Wait.
let's go get a beer. All right, sounds good. Let's go.
Too bad I've got the keys to the truck. You know, they say Texas is like a whole other country, but in truth, it's like a whole bunch of other countries in one. And not just the terrain, but the people and culture too. So let's head down the street to find a taste of Eastern Europe here in East Texas at Brigitta's Hungarian Restaurant. These are the owners, Brigitta and Mike Chabai. This looks like Hungarian hospitality right here. So what do we have?
So you have two different kinds of sausages and salamis. You have Hungarian with lots of paprika, as you can see.
Okay.
The redness. Then we have some Hungarian salami, which is just delicious. It's
Oh gosh, yeah.
good.
Oh, it's really good. So do you guys have to import this?
Yes, it comes from Hungary, so if you cannot find it here.
As the only Hungarian restaurant in Texas and one of the few in the country, Brigitta and Mike are sticklers when it comes to authentic flavors, especially when it comes to paprika.
Paprika, that's our signature spice. But it has to be Hungarian paprika, so it's
Okay.
very important. It's a deeper, richer color.
Speaking of, I need to try this here.
Oh, you
Yes.
wait till you do. This is from Jula, and they have fist fights over who has the better one. It's got it going on.
Oh, goodness.
I have to go
Why?
because I have cabbage lasagna in the oven, and I saw.
Small businesses never stop. So while Mike's gone, tell me about his mustache. I mean, are we on board with this mustache?
Well, he always had a mustache.
Okay.
So really seeing him without
It is pretty
one,
magnificent.
but
I'm a fan of the mustache.
It is the Hungarian way of making it this way, so it's kind of fun.
Even the facial hair is authentic. Hungarians are proud people, and rightfully so. Some of history's most famous scientists and artists have come from Hungary. At one point, the country covered almost all of Eastern Europe until it was broken up after World War I, leaving Hungarians scattered under flags not their own.
And they still speak the language, they have their tradition, even though they live in a different country, but you know, they
Okay.
really pay attention to that.
Do they
It's
still
special
consider
for them.
themselves
Oh,
Hungarian?
yes,
Oh, you
they
bet.
are
Okay.
very proud Hungarian.
Well, the time-tested way to maintain a culture is around the table, together with great food.
What we cook frequently are the #1 dishes in Hungary, and everybody's receptive to it here. We have chicken paprikash with handmade noodles we call no kedli. Germans call it spatzel.
Okay, yep.
We have a pork dish called pork sake. It's named after the people in eastern Hungary that are trapped in another country. And once the pork is just about finished, we smother it with cabbage
Okay.
and then sauerkraut, and you get an interesting taste with a dollop of sour cream.
Woo!
Oh, it's got it going on.
Time to taste it myself. I think this is actually the first time I've ever eaten Hungarian food. I'm glad I got a little bit of everything. And then that bright red color, authentic Hungarian paprika. Oh man, that's delicious. Tastes like just a delicious stewed country pork, which is like the tiniest bit of difference coming from the cabbage. But we eat a lot of cabbage in Texas, so totally familiar. All right, so here is the one Hungarian dish I knew about: stuffed cabbage, which, as you see, is kind of like a little cabbage egg roll. Dude, that's good. Something maybe like a stuffed bell pepper, but it's got a ton of the Hungarian paprika in it. I'm serious, this is awesome. And the fact that we found like an authentic Hungarian restaurant in Northeast Texas, it just proves that you never know what to expect in Texas small towns. Kilgore is a town of unexpected tripping greatness, places to step back in time, and a high step with the history makers. Places to enjoy the beauty of East Texas alongside the flavors of East Europe. And places to stroll the streets that fueled America, but in a place that is as Texan as they come. All right, guys, dessert time in Hungary, palacinta, a crepe with cherry filling. Ooh, yeah. So as we say here in Texas, vaya con Dios, amigos. But as they say in Hungary, Isten alja. I practiced that.
I can't believe you got it.
I did.
You got it.
Howdy, y'all. Follow along with my adventures at Chet Tripper on Instagram and at The Day Tripper TV on Facebook and YouTube. Or head to thedaytripper.com for travel guides, past episodes, and info on our mobile app and Team Day Tripper.
This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Howdy, y'all. Chet the Day Tripper here. Thanks so much for tripping with us. Remember, while you're here, like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we can stay out there on the road and keep on tripping. Did we miss anything in this town? Leave us a comment, let us know. We love finding out about new stops with all of your tips. And if you love Epic Texas Day Trips, remember to check our channel. We got a lot of them on there. Also, don't forget, if you want some sweet Day Tripper merch or another cool Texas-made product, come see us in Georgetown at the Day Tripper World Headquarters. You can also shop online if you check the link down there in the caption. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.